Hand clap to the massive, guys. We are finally back again for another one on the one and only Mystelics reaction. Guys, big up all the Mystelics YouTube family all across the entire universe. Not just the world, you know, but universe. I know heaven is watching, brothers and sisters. So big up the Mystelics YouTube family in heaven as well. And of course, the newcomers are there as well for definitely tuning into this here reaction video right there. And then, guys, I'm going to be giving an interesting one. I actually had to try to do 2 videos today. But I'm like, nah, man. My Saturday, I need to relax, man. My sabbatical. You see me? Anyways, guys, it's really interesting what is taking place in Dominica. And I think a lot of people are unaware as to what exactly is taking place. And of course, keeping it real, 767 pretty much brought some, or keep it real, 767 pretty much brought something to light that I think a lot of us have bypassed. And I decided upon seeing that video for me to go a little bit in depth with it right there. So we got to get into the vibrations of what the Prime Minister is talking about. New World Order. It is interesting. Let us get into it right there. Don't forget, guys, to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through right there. Talking about conspiracy, not conspiracy at all, brothers and sisters. We're going to lead up everything to make sense of this, what the Prime Minister is saying right there. Of course, take a listen.
And from 2000, we embarked on developing new policies and programs in keeping with the New World Order.
Let's go back again. I know you guys heard this, but just in case your ears, your cochlea inside your ears didn't ring properly. Let us just see. Well, here.
And from 2000, we embarked on developing new policies and programs in keeping with the New World Order.
So from 2000, you embarked on keeping with the whatever they are trying to do for the New World Order. You embarked on different things. You embarked upon different things.
And from 2000, we embarked on developing new policies and programs in keeping with the New World Order.
Now, you might say, okay, SKERRIT don't know what he's saying, he's just talking some kind of vibe. But guys, have you ever noticed about the whole situation involving the Prime Minister? Now, what exactly is the New World Order stuff? Well, we have World Economic Forum, the individual right there, Klaus Schwab or whatever is his name, the threat of the Great Reset. There's some Great Reset apparently coming. There's a 2030 agenda for which they're saying that you will own nothing and you will be happy. This is not the first time we've been hearing this. This is February 2021, since back in 2016. Yes, this is another one right there. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. Welcome to 2023. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. It's interesting, guys. Very interesting stuff right there. In preparation for what? The person also, well, this is another person that is under this post. They stated, you forgot to add, and I am in total dependency of the government. Doesn't that sound like Dominica for you? Doesn't that? Let's go a little bit further in, guys. Let's go a little bit further in. Of course, Cuba, the Prime Minister some time back received the highest honor, Cuba's highest honor. And you would think to yourself, what has the Prime Minister done for him to receive the highest honor of Cuba? Now, guys, if you go back in Cuba's history, you realize that there's a number, well, there was a growing rise in poverty at that time. And the people of Cuba were trying to figure out a way out. And guess what they brought in? They brought in what is known as free mason. I think I can say that on YouTube. I'm trying to think if I can say this. Freemasonry. I think I can say this. They brought that into Cuba. And of course, a number of persons were trying their best to see how they can make it, and they didn't. Things were not working out for them. But then, as a result of, if you understand how that organization works, you go into it, they help you develop and everything like that. You get certain positions and then you do things for them. And you go higher and higher and higher in the positions. They give you medals and so forth, and then bow. Now you ask yourself, what did the Prime Minister do to obtain the highest, Cuba's highest honor? It wasn't making sense. Now, like I tell you before, at that time, back in Cuba's days, people were trying to find a way out, and they brought in that thing for the individuals. And a lot of people were joining. Thousands of people were joining that order right there. And now the Prime Minister is receiving the highest honor right there. Prime Minister Roosevelt SKERRIT has been awarded Cuba's highest national award by the government of the Republic of Cuba, joining a distinguished list of world leaders. World leaders. Interesting. Prime Minister SKERRIT receives the Jose Mate Award on Tuesday evening. So what is that Jose Mate Award? This is an individual, of course, who was from Cuba, and of course he was the one who tried to bring in the very Freemasonry that you see in right there. And the pursuit of liberty, that is what his thing was. That's what he tried, well, not tried, but he was one of the individuals who brought this thing. You guys can read up on this stuff. I read up on this stuff a while back about this very thing right there and thing. But not only this, you know, but he won another award. The Prime Minister won another award. He received the Knight Grand Cross of Merit. What is that? You might ask. Well, that is also part of the Freemasonry vibe, as you can see right there. The symbol, everything like this, and this is, you know, who is conferred upon the individuals who tend to do this. So the Sovereign Grand Master shall be entitled to rank and the title of Knight Grand Cross, and shall be invested with said rank and the title immediately following his installation as Sovereign Grand Master. So apparently SKERRIT is some sort of Sovereign Grand Master. Is that the case right there? I mean, he was, I mean, not to say you close your eyes and you say, no, true, no. I mean, it was all over the place, but apparently people just bypass this right there. And you hear the Prime Minister talking about what?
In keeping with the New World Order.
Okay then. So doesn't this connect the dots for you guys? Don't you find this is rather interesting, or this is something normal? I mean, this is the very thing right there. This is the bottom of the very page right there, guys. Allied Masonic degrees right there of the United States. I think he got this in one of the places in I forget the name. I think that he also got another one. Yes. Well, this is United States. He got some other degrees right there. What has the Prime Minister been doing to what has he been doing in Dominica? Well, I can tell you what he's been doing. He's been killing people's independency to make them dependent. Remember this right there? You forgot to add, and I am totally dependent on the government. It's an agenda towards 2030. Very interesting stuff right there, ain't it? Talking about the Great Reset. A new world could emerge, the contours of which it is incumbent on us to reimagine and to redraw. This is one of the preachers, and this is what he had to say about this whole thing, understanding this right there.
The New World Order is not a new concept.
It is not.
Its objective from the Genesis until today is to rebel against the authority of God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because there is no other.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Anyways, let's continue.
Its origins can be traced to the book of Genesis on the place of Shinar, where Nimrod proposed to build the Tower of Babel. Nimrod's name in Hebrew means revolt.
I'll talk about something in a moment, guys, in reference to this, so you guys can understand better.
He was known as a, quote, murderer of innocent men and a rebel against God. He was Satan's disciple in Genesis 11. Babel means confusion. The Bible says God is not the author of confusion.
Nope.
Babel means known as the city of Babylon. Josephus said of Nimrod, listen, quote, he gradually changed the government into tyranny.
Doesn't that song like Dominica though? You guys, I'll point this out in a moment, but before I continue, guys, considering the whole situation where man wants to do whatever man wants to do and then they move away from the Creator. They move away from the order of the Creator and they make themselves become gods and kings of people. Whether the people like it or not, that's what they make themselves become. And the people allow it because they think that everything is going fine and dandy. No, people are stalking, blah, blah, people are stalking. When things are happening right under their nose. Right under their nose. They don't want to think that nothing else is happening. If they were to just think about these things, then they will be fearful of what is to come. But now is the time for you to say no is no and no is no. But no, people just say, no, it's just conspiracy and stuff. All right.
To turn men from the fear of God and to bring them into constant dependence on His power.
On His own power. I just said that. I just said that right there.
End of quote. Does that sound familiar? That's what's happening right now.
Doesn't that sound like what is happening in Dominica? Especially when the Prime Minister them give letters, they give buildings to people because people cannot afford it. They kill the economy. You don't never find it strange, guys. You never find it strange that Dominica has a lot of opportunities. We can build factories to do things that can create monies for people, make them independent and so forth and so forth. Bring monies into Dominica. We have soil, we have rich soil, we have sun and we have water. We have all the things needed for us to grow crops in the place and then export these crops to a world that is in need of food. We have all these things. We can create factories, we can create certain industries so that we can elevate that stuff to create surplus of these things, not just for Dominica, not for the Caribbean, but for the wider world as well. Yet still, we are not doing that. We are not doing the very thing that we can do. This is why even when Lennox them was saying, why doesn't the government use the CBI monies to build factories? Why don't they do these things? We are in need of these things. We are an agricultural nation. We call ourselves the nature of the Caribbean, but we are not doing that. Yet still, they have decided, the government, the present ruling government has decided, you know what? Let me kill the economy. Let me not do this, because they're definitely not doing this. Let me not do this and then build houses for the people so that they can be dependent on us. And I'll go back to that very thing right there. And you forget to mention, I am totally dependent on the government. And the Prime Minister is talking about what? New World Order. Is this a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Well, we shall find out, shall we? Anyways, let's continue right there.
What's happening right now?
We knew from as early as 2000.
So guys, I want you guys to listen to what he's saying right there.
We knew from as early as 2000. And we know now that the Dominica Labour Party was the best equipped party to succeed in the New World Order.
Let me bring that back. Let me bring that back. And guys, can you recall what happened in the year 2000? Can you recall? Let's continue.
We knew from as early as 2000. And we know now that the Dominica Labour Party was the best equipped party to succeed in the New World Order by merging political independence with economic security, prosperity, and social justice.
Prosperity for who? For who? But guys, I want you guys to remember, what do you guys remember what happened in the year 2000? Because he's saying that they knew.
We knew from as early as 2000.
As early as 2000. What happened in the year 2000? Roosevelt Douglas, the Prime Minister of Dominica, who once led a student uprising in Montreal, died at his home in the Caribbean nation Sunday morning. That was October 1st, 2000. Prime Minister Roosevelt SKERRIT of Dominica died unexpectedly in his home this morning. The government said a day after he returned from a summit meeting of Caribbean leaders in Jamaica. What exactly happened at that meeting? What exactly happened? 58? You died unexpectedly? A lot of people were saying it's the pressure that was on him and whatnot. But I'm just recollecting when Gabriel, Christian, and some of these other individuals were hanging with Rosie. They never mentioned anything out of the ordinary. In fact, Rosie was even giving these guys, like when they went to hotels and stuff, and Rosie was saying he cannot live in fancy things while his people in a certain lifestyle, poverty, and this kind of things there, you know. And he said he giving this in and he should lie down on the floor and this kind of things. If you're sick and you ill and this kind of things, I mean, that doesn't sound. And during that time I was here in certain things, I remember as a little tiny youth man. I remember, thank God for good memory collection. I remember as a little youth, people were saying, hey, that they found it fishy, they found it very fishy. That he passed away all of a sudden, like, what happened? But guys, not too long after, Pierre Charles was the one who took over. And what happened to Pierre Charles? Died at the age of 49. Prime Minister Pierre Charles, who had led the Eastern Caribbean nation of Dominica since 2000 after Roosevelt Douglas died. The government said West Lady Charles, 49, died Tuesday evening at Princess Margaret Hospital in the island's capital, Roseau. The government did not disclose the cause of death, but Charles had recently returned to work after heart surgery. This is I think that's the wife, his wife. $49.58.
We knew from as early as 2000, and we know now, that the Dominica Labour Party was the best equipped party to succeed in the New World Order.
I wish it's not him that's saying that here, but let's continue.
Nimrod's compulsion for absolute control set the foundation for the New World Order.
Read that. Repeat that, sir.
Nimrod's compulsion for absolute control set the foundation for the New World Order.
Doesn't that sound like what is happening in Dominica? Doesn't that sound like what is taking place in Dominica, guys?
Nimrod intended to become the dictator of both the government and the counterfeit religion that he and his wife put together.
Don't you hear that?
Nimrod's compulsion for absolute control set the foundation for the New World Order.
Guys, you realize as the SKERRIT them came into power, you realize the lodge became more popular. You realize this? I remember one time going in Portsmouth and I saw a set of guys, set of fellas in black suits, and they had the tie. They just come out randomly from some place in Portsmouth, and a set of them were just outside in their black suits and things. I've never seen this before. Now look, we here in the lodge even trying to make donations to a number of places, so that people will believe that the lodge is something good, and you know, making nice donations and so forth and so forth. But didn't you guys realize that the rise in SKERRIT brought a rise in the lodge? I mean, these awards are all Freemasonry awards, eh? But maybe it's just me, man. Maybe it's just me. Where was I?
From the Genesis until today is to rebel against the authority.
No, there was. Okay.
Nimrod's compulsion for absolute control set the foundation for the New World Order. Nimrod intended to become the dictator of both the government and the counterfeit religion that he and his wife put together.
Even the very Prime Minister himself said there's no need for opposition. He said there's no need for opposition because he wants to do whatever he wants. But it seems like it's interesting considering this time about that, because he didn't call the electoral reform. It seems like they're going to hand this to him on the plate. That's a hell of a thing right there.
It was also clear that UWP misunderstood and continues to misunderstand the New World Order that was and still is the government. It was also clear that UWP misunderstood and continues to misunderstand the New World Order that was and still is the government.
Boy, I wonder, boy. I wonder. If people, boy, tell you, boy.
We're on this earth, according to this book, to be salt and light. Salt stops corruption.
Hold on.
We're on this earth, according to this book, to be salt and light. Salt stops corruption, which means it irritates. Light destroys darkness.
That's why they didn't like Lennox. That's why they'll come constantly. Guys, by the way, I saw the Mr. Speaker of the House campaigning on DLP team. Mr. Speaker is supposed to be neutral at all times. Is campaigning, talking about our candidate, our DLP candidate, and you're going in the House of Parliament and have to be neutral, wouldn't it? It's very clear to see where he sides. It's very clear. Furthermore, before I even came Mr. Speaker of the House, he jumped the floor and went to DLP. Even if he was on the workers' team, I personally believe he still should not be Mr. Speaker of the House, because you need a neutral individual to guide the House properly. It's very clear the kunomuno and foolishness that is taking place in the House of Assembly. Very clear. The man on stage campaigning, boy, see my crosses, boy.
Corruption, which means it irritates. Light destroys darkness. Satan is the prince of darkness. Socialism is darkness. But we are the source of truth to a nation.
But isn't socialism what seems to be starting in Dominica? To prepare the way for 2030? Where we will do what? Let me get it for all you. Where we will own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. To have no privacy in this world is a dangerous thing, people. Let me tell you about it now. Because they can stop you from doing whatever you want. And this is why I'm telling people to be very careful of digital currency. Look, the other day, billions of monies disappear. Billions. Billions of monies put in digital currency disappeared. And a friend of mine sent thing to me saying that this monies was sent to the Democratic Party. Oi. Who is the handlers of what is taking place right now? No, not the same Democratic Party. And people cannot see these things. SKERRIT talking about new world order. What new world order have to do with Dominica? Unless you are part of it. I mean, well, he's part of. They consider him part of the world leaders now. And the world leaders are doing what? Preparing. They mashing up all the food plants in the US. They literally destroying them. Talking about accidents. Plane just happen to fall from sky and just land in the food processing factories. Boy, man, you to come for me, boy. Hey, but it's true. It's true. And they're going after people now. They're even going after people in the Amish community for creating organic things, saying about carbon. There's a carbon emissions for growing your fruits, your fruits organically and having your cattle and things eat organic. Carbon emissions. Yesterday talking about battery for people to buy electric cars, and then the amount of emissions that this thing really to create this kind of batteries that running in these electric cars is far beyond what is happening. But they're talking about global war. Or you don't find something strange happening in the world, boy. Or you don't find something strange is happening in the world, boy. Boy. And you can talk to people. That is what I don't understand there. What's something I could not fathom. With all philosophies I understand in this world already. That is one thing I can understand. When mankind seen for themselves. They seen what happening to them. They seen how they don't have much. And how they have to be dependent on the government. For depleting the very economy that which they say they are independent, crying to government, going financial center, financial wherever in Roseau center and begging for money. They doesn't see these things. They create an economy of dependency for all you and all you constantly going on that road. And right now, because the people refuse to revolt or to say, hey, no reform, no elections, they're just going to hand it over to the government. Look. Just look. SKERRIT talking about new world order, we boy. But you see my crosses, father.
That's now stumbling in deception because of our national leadership.
We are stumbling into deception because of our national leadership.
That's now stumbling in deception because of our national leadership.
And this is the United States, you know, guys. United States, just like when Professor Lumumba was speaking about the very thing that is happening to the people, saying the people get what they truly deserve because the people refuse to stand up against tyranny and what is happening against them just for the sake of getting breadcrumbs. I will never fathom that understanding. That is not philosophy. That is way beyond philosophy. You cannot understand those things. You cannot. Right now, my mind is racing to try to find answers. My mind is going 100 miles forward, trying to figure out. So I can tell all you. But I always ended up in a dead end. Ah, boy.
We are the source of hope. There are people who are giving up hope on themselves and hope on this country. We are built on the solid rock, Jesus Christ, who is hope to the hopeless. We are the source of confidence.
Guys, we are the ones that can stop them, you know. With the help of the Most High, we are the ones that can stop these people from doing what they choose to do. Just like I understand even going certain places, certain people where rules do not apply. The normal rules do not apply to certain people of a certain caliber. The same thing they feel they can just decide, hey, these people are like chickens. They're like chickens. I mean, Magwesa, you put, there's something I actually saw when they're talking about putting foolish leaders in positions, and because these foolish leaders in positions say certain things, then the people just accept it because these people are in positions. They are foolish. A lot of people lack common sense to think for themselves. Even when the whole Rona situation was going on, it was very clear as they like to see what is going on. Very clear. 2 years later, they come in and say, oh, sorry, this is, we didn't know this and that. I mean, it's very clear to see. And people still ignore it, even today, with all what has been stated already. Even today. Human beings, boy. Human beings, boy. Human beings, Gasa. And the great book, when the great book says man is like sheep, that is literally, boy. That is literally, sheep is one of the dumbest animals. You put a sheep there, the sheep will just walk over the cliff. We foolish so. Human beings are like sheep in need of a shepherd, I tell you, boy. And sometimes we look to the wrong person for being the shepherd. That is something else, we. Oh, SKERRIT, come back, SKERRIT, come back. You are my savior. Because you give me a little something, because you kill the economy. You kill the economy so the people will be dependent on you. And the people crying to you as their savior, we. Boy, that is, that is something else, we, boy. Boy. Anyways, guys, I get on my whole rant and whatnot. But it's rather interesting what is taking place right there. SKERRIT talking about new world.
It was also clear that UWP
guys, sorry about that. My SD card just literally just filled up right there, and it was like, yeah. But anyways, guys, like I was saying before, let's check out what the Prime Minister is saying, man. Because I myself, I can't believe it's right in Dominica's face, and people not, boy.
It was also clear that UWP misunderstood and continues to misunderstand the new world order that was and still is evolving.
So he joined it. This is why you seen he go in these things. You can. Guys, that is what is happening to Dominica. That is what is happening to Dominica. That is what is happening to Dominica. It don't happen for Dominica. It happening to Dominica. And man will continue saying, hey, labor Katwavai. Because they knew what? They knew what happened in where was I? Where was I? They knew since.
And from 2000, we embarked on developing new policies and programs in keeping with the new world order.
And then in 2000, who died? Rosie. And then later on, they realized maybe Pierre Charles wasn't going for the stuff. Because we heard that there was some kind of thing happening between people who were supporters of Pierre Charles within the DLP team. And boom, the man died, and you know. Guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, right there. And then, it's rather unfortunate what is taking place. But it seems like people just, you know, we relaxed. We check in. Okay, I get a little something. I get a little something for the stomach, man. Let me just stay quiet. Let me stay in my lane. Let me drink water and mind my business. When things have been taken right under you, keep minding business still, and don't mind you what should be your business. Anyways, guys, if you want to stay right there, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely share this video as well, so that other people can see, hopefully, and understand. If you don't want to understand, share it yourself, so that other people can probably understand what is actually taking place in Dominica. Dependency, it's very clear. We have everything we need. How much money came through Dominica? Yet still, instead of creating jobs and creating things out there so that the people can develop themselves. I mean, Dominicans in Dominica go in, and then they leave Dominica to go, they becoming very successful people. And you don't think there's a reason why that is? You don't think there's a reason why that is? And the Prime Minister coming and talk about billion-dollar economy when the rest of the Caribbean is already billion-dollar economy. You finally break it. No, hey, we billion-dollar economy. And if you don't travel or know these kind of things, you will think, hey, but wait a while, we're very successful, we? Not realizing we still last Kakarot. Even Reggie himself said that. For too long we have been last in this country. And he forget that they have been the ones running the country for the past donkey years. Boy, that is something else, boy. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in this, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Be careful. Guys, I don't know what happened. My thing was on literally 2 bars. And then the battery just died. Anyways, I get another battery to put inside. But like I was saying before, guys, be careful. The things that are being pushed on you. Be careful. And staying quiet doesn't help you. Or it's just me and my thing. When it starts affecting you, then you want to come. Just like when people talk about that. Right, boy. Guys, anyways, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can get more vibrations as they tend to come through. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Please share this video as well so others can see it. And boom bang.